This is the 2025 GMC Acadia Elevation. Is it the best family SUV for 2025? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today we're at Mike Morgan Buick GMC in Shreveport, Louisiana to go over the particulars on this Acadia. If you want to know more, check out the link down in the description of the video. The exterior color is called Crystal Metallic. The interior is Coratec After Dark. If you're curious to know what that looks like, well, there you go. Now you know. And you'll find 20-inch wheels on this model. It is front-wheel drive. All-wheel drive is available. You will find an 18-inch spare. The front end features the projector-style LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, and you will also find the fog lights down here. I know that's a big deal for a lot of people. When I show vehicles that don't have the fog lights, that is something that people always say they're not too happy about. And you can tell by the fact that we have the presence of a front view camera right here that there's going to be cameras all over this Acadia. And how about your side view mirrors? Only one thing missing here. You're going to have your turn signal indicators built in. They're going to be power adjustable, blind spot monitoring right there, and they are heated. The only thing that's missing is the fact that they are not going to be power folding, but everything else that I know a lot of you like to have is going to be there. And the button right here, passive entry. You can lock and unlock all four doors from the driver side and passenger side, front and rear doors. That's always a nice thing. With your remote, you'll have lock, unlock, remote start. You can open and close your power tailgate. There's a number of ways to do that. And your panic button will be down there on the bottom. We will also find the roof rails up top. If you want the crossbars to increase your cargo space, you're going to have that option. And we finish things off here with the LED tail lights and our quad tip exhaust. When you need it, you're going to have your rear window wiper right here. Under the hood is the singular engine option available for the Acadia. It's a 2.5 liter turbocharged four-cylinder that makes 328 horsepower and 326 pounds-feet of torque. It's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Tell GMC down in the comments if you would like to see the return of a 6-cylinder engine option for the Acadia. With the 4-cylinder engine under the hood, what kind of gas mileage can you potentially expect? 20 city, 27 highway, 23 combined, and 4.3 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. And I know a lot of people like to see the window sticker. Here is your opportunity to go ahead and pause the video, get your screenshot, whatever it is you want to do for those who make that request. The gas tank size is 19.4 gallons in capacity. And you can drive about 388 miles on a single tank of gas in the city. Out on the highway, that number jumps to 524 miles. You can tow up to 5,000 pounds with the Acadia, and you can use the remote to open the power liftgate. There's a button right here on the interior. There's also going to be a button on the door itself, which is going to be right here. But there's one more trick. You also have the hands-free functionality. Now, if it does not work, here is the first thing you need to check. We're going to go to Settings, Vehicle, Comfort and Convenience, and then hands-free exterior storage access. Make sure that is not set to off. It is set to open only, just like that. And when you walk up to the tailgate, here's what's going to happen. It's going to start beeping. You'll notice the taillights start flashing, and the liftgate is automatically going to open. Now, one little trick to that. You'll notice that it took a couple of seconds or so for that action to actually take place. Let's say you're walking behind your Acadia and it starts to beep. Keep walking. Don't stop. Get on past and it won't open. Cargo capacity ranges between 23 cubic feet up to 97.5 cubic feet, depending on how you set things up back here. For those of you that like to see everything maximized, I have all of the seats folded down. We'll also have a 12-volt power outlet. There are going to be some tie downs available if you need those. And here is an important little trick when it comes to lowering and raising your rear seats. Now you'll notice that the strap that's used to release the seats to fold flat like this on the right hand side is going to be a little bit harder to get to. I can reach in and get this one a little bit easier. That's going to be something you might want to think about when you lower these seats, just to make life a little easier. There's going to be a little more storage space underneath the floor, And you can see that this is also where you gain access to your 18-inch spare. You're just going to unscrew all of these on each corner. There's 4 of them, and then you can lift this area out and gain access to your spare tire. The diagram right there gives you the directions on exactly how to do that. Let's talk about what your second and third row passengers are going to find. I like the size of the armrest. There's a lot of room, and I like that it's completely flat. In some vehicles you'll find there's a little bit of an angle towards the front, and this is a lot more comfortable, at least in my opinion. The door bin offers extra storage space, and there are rear seat pockets on the back of each seat. You can also move the middle row seats back and forth. As you can see, they slide back and forth on the tracks that they're mounted on. And so to help gain additional leg space for the third row passengers, that is a good option. And to gain access to that area, well, there's a couple of different ways. Somebody could use the pass-through if they wanted to. I'm not going to do that. We can lift that lever right there and get the seat up and out of the way. Let's climb in here. Take just a second to do this. And you can see, yeah, it's a little bit tight right here, but not terrible. If I move over here to where the seat is moved a lot further forward, I definitely have more leg space. Personally, I would be more comfortable in the second row, but if there's enough adults where there's not room in the second row, they have to sit in the third row, well, they can do that. Definitely great for the kids, but the adults can fit back here too. We're going to find a USB port, a cup holder, and a little bit of space behind that on the right-hand side over here, and also over there on the left-hand side. On the model we're looking at today, you will not find a panoramic sunroof, but that is an available option. But for those of you who don't want a sunroof, well, you don't have to have one. And the armrests, while they're nice and long, I'd like to see them maybe a little longer than they are, just my personal opinion, but a fairly standard size in the industry, but I would like to see a little bit more length. Tell me what your thoughts are where that is concerned. Cup holders on the rear of the center console and the command center for the third zone of climate control, dual in the front, single in the rear. You can adjust the fan speed, the temperature, all of that's going to be here. And we'll also have some connectivity options right here, including the outlet right there, the household power outlet. The passenger side and driver side doors will have nice large armrests, a little bit more space with the door bin than what we saw in the rear. And we'll also find on driver and passenger seats, they're both power adjustable, and lumbar support will be here. If you're looking for something that allows for the raising and lowering of the passenger seat, that's going to be here too. That means you're also going to have that on the driver's side. Plenty of room within the glove box area, and additional space with the pass-through right here that also features a 12-volt power outlet for connectivity. The sticker price is $47,425. The good thing about GMC is regardless of trim level, there are a lot of options for customization that are available, so you don't necessarily have to go with the top trim level to have a lot of top trim level features. Obviously not every single one, but quite a few. Let's see what else you get for that price. You can have your lock and unlock button right here. You can control your power windows here and your power side view mirrors. If you're looking for the power parking brake, it's located right here. You can also turn the auto stop start feature off, or for those of you that want to, you can turn it back on. And here is your drive mode selector. Let's see what our drive modes are. We're going to start with normal. You can see the graphics that go with each mode. Then we go into sport mode, snow and ice, and you will also have your tow haul mode. Now, one thing you might notice that is not here, that usually is on a lot of vehicles, are the controls for your exterior lights, your headlights, your tail lights, all that good stuff. That is going to be here within the screen, and this is where we gain access to that. You can go with auto, you can turn everything on, you can turn it off. I'm just going to leave that on auto. You'll have your 11-inch driver's display, a very nice modern look, and via this button right here next to the heated steering wheel button, if you want to change what's on the screen, we're going to push that button right there, and you can see your navigation comes up. So you'd obviously have built-in navigation here. You can also see that you have the temperature right there, 84 degrees this morning. And look at that. It's not even 10 o'clock yet, but I'm not complaining. I can live with that more than I can live with extreme cold. But here's another view. A couple more views you can see there as far as what is available depending on what you want to see with your Acadia. We're going to have the shifter right here, shifter paddles on the back of the steering wheel, and you'll also have everything for your volume right here on the right-hand side, and over here on the left-hand side will be the control to change what you're listening to or repeat a song. Whatever it is you want to do, you can do that right there. You can also see your other steering wheel mounted controls, adaptive cruise control right here. Very nice look. We're going to have our sunglass holder with our upper console and some of our other features that are here. Now, one thing you might notice that isn't here is going to be your home link for your garage doors. That doesn't mean it isn't here. A lot of features have moved to the 11-inch touchscreen. Now, you will find wireless capabilities for pairing your smartphone, nothing out of the ordinary, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You'll have Alexa, as you can see right there. And depending on what you need to do, you have quite a few more features right here. Controls will be here. Depending on what you're looking for, you might have to come to this particular screen. You can turn your fog lights on right there if you want to, and obviously turn those back off. Auto high beams are going to be located here. What do you think about that? That's something that I think should have maybe been left right here with your turn signal lever right there, and maybe have the button here for running your windshield washer fluid. Everybody has their preferences. What is your thought where that is concerned? And we have a few additional controls, as you can see right here. Doors and windows, as you can see right there. So you can turn your power window locks on and off right there. And you also have the rear gate height. So if you wondered how to adjust that, this is where you're going to come to do that. And if you want to set it to whatever the height is that you need, you can go to custom right there. You can also go to off and manual. Now, no matter what you do with your power lift gate, you can always open it manually. And I told you earlier about the multiple camera views that you have. Well, here they are. Now, you're going to have that nice overhead 360-degree view. You will also have your rear view camera right here. There's going to be the front view camera that we talked about earlier. There it is right there. Let me bring that up. It'll work for me. There we go. And then you have your overhead view. There's going to be a couple of different views for everything, and your side view mirrors. From the front, from the back, we're going to have the front view right there. Quite a bit going on, and if you need to tow a trailer and you need to hook up to that trailer or just see what's behind you, you can do that here on this screen. Climate control is here, but don't let that fool you. That doesn't mean that you can only control this in the screen. You have physical controls right here, which is always something that I like to give a thumbs up to. That's a good thing. But you also have the ability to control not only the front, but also the rear, as you can see right there. And something that I like to show that I know a lot of people want to know about, in fact, we'll just run through a few things here. I'm not going to show you everything in great detail, but there are a couple of things I want to focus on that I know a lot of viewers ask about as far as vehicle settings go. And here is some of what that is. How about your collision detection systems? Well, first of all, you have your alert type, forward collision avoidance, front pedestrian braking, intersection collision braking, your adaptive cruise go notifier, side bicyclist alert, lane change alert, park assist with braking, park assist tow bar, rear cross traffic braking, and rear pedestrian alert. When we go down here to comfort and convenience, you're going to see something that is very important, and that's going to be your power gate opening right here. You can go to off or open only. And you already know that right here, if you want to turn on the hands-free feature, that's where you're going to do that. You can turn that on or turn it off depending on your personal preference. What about your chime volume? If it's too loud, you can always turn that down. You can also turn it up. It just depends on what you want. And you only have heated seats in this case. We won't be needing that for a long time, likely until, I would say, November or so this year. Always hot here in Northwest Louisiana. There's your volume control, wireless charging, a little bit of space next to that, your cup holders, and you can use the lid for the center console as an armrest if you're the driver or the passenger. And don't worry, this isn't all of the space that's available within the center console. That's just a removable tray, and then you have quite a bit of space within that area. And if you're wondering where your front USB ports are, they're going to be located right here. All right, let's go for a quick test drive with the Acadia I'm in sport mode, and I can tell you that this 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine is quite peppy in sport mode, and it's not bad in normal mode. You're not going to see a massive difference, or should I say experience a massive difference between the different modes, but it gets down the road with no problem. Ride quality is good, and the driver's seat seems to be nice and comfortable. I like that it feels comfortable enough to where I think I could take a nice long road trip and not be uncomfortable after a couple of hours or so. Could keep driving for quite a while and it wouldn't be a problem. As far as adjustability goes, the driver's seat is fully adjustable, so you can raise and lower the height of the seat, change the positioning with the seat back. All of that's going to be here. And you can adjust the steering wheel. That is something I did not mention earlier in the video, is the fact that the steering wheel is tilt and telescopically adjustable. And that means that anybody of, well, just about any height, as far as the average person goes, unless you are extremely tall or maybe extremely not so tall, well, you can adjust things so that you will be nice and comfortable in all situations. It's not going to be a problem for you. As far as ease and convenience goes, everything is easy to get to. One thing I also did not mention earlier in the video is the presence of Google Assistant. That means you have all sorts of voice commands, including setting up navigation, different things like that. And you can do all of that here. So that makes things a little bit easier. You can actually hear.
I didn't understand.
In fact, sometimes Google Assistant goes off when I don't want her to, just like that. But that's one of the nice things about the technology here. It's easy to use, easy to learn, and you have the advantage of Google Assistant. Practically an endless amount of questions you can ask. Now, you won't find features and functionality as far as the overall controls of the vehicle go where you can do anything with Google Assistant. But if you want to know how far away a particular destination is or something along those lines, if you're about to be driving into some rain and don't want to stop and look at the radar on your phone or whatever the case is, well, you can ask about those sorts of things. There's so many different options where that is concerned. But overall, I'd say the Acadia is definitely a solid choice for those looking for a mid-size 3-row SUV. And there it is, the 2025 GMC Acadia. Is it the best family SUV for 2025? Tell me what your thoughts are down in the comments section. The one thing that I think should be here that is not, that would definitely make it a lot better, is the 6-cylinder engine as at least an option for what powers this Acadia to get down the road, as opposed to just having the 4-cylinder. Tell me what your thoughts are. I'm always curious to receive your feedback. I would like to say a special thanks to my friends at Mike Morgan Buick GMC for loaning me this Acadia for the day so I could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That helps me out a lot. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And if you would, please share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. If you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.